Reading the Quran is a beautiful act of worship, but truly understanding its message? That requires something more, Tafsir, the interpretation of the Quran. So how do we approach Tafsir with the respect, care, and wisdom it deserves? Let's explore how scholars have approached Quranic interpretation for centuries, and how you can begin this journey step by step. What is Tafsir? Tafsir comes from the Arabic word fasara, which means to explain or clarify. In Islam, Tafsir refers to the scholarly explanation of the meanings of the Quran, providing context, language insight, and the reasons behind each revelation. Without Tafsir, many verses could be misunderstood, misapplied, or stripped of their depth. Tafsir answers essential questions like, what was happening when this verse was revealed? What did it mean to the early Muslims? How should we understand it today, without distorting its meaning? Who should do Tafsir? Tafsir is not simply a personal reflection. It's a serious science that requires knowledge of classical, Arabic, the context of revelation, asbab an-nuzul, hadith fiqh, Islamic law, the sayings of the Sahaba and early scholars. That's why scholars like Ibn Kathir, Al-Tabari, and Al-Qurtubi are so respected. They spent their lives studying every angle to explain the Quran accurately. So while reflecting personally is valuable, interpreting the Quran without proper tools or guidance can lead to major errors. Recommended Tafsir sources for English speakers starting their journey. Here are a few trusted resources. Tafsir Ibn Kathir, abridged version, a classical and widely trusted commentary Ma'ariful Qur'an by Mufti Shafi Usmani, known for its clarity and depth. Tafsir al-Jalalain, concise and insightful. Good for intermediate readers, The Clear Quran by Dr. Mustafa Khattab, a modern, easy-to-read translation with notes. Remember, not all tafsirs are equal. Always stick to authentic, scholar-reviewed works. The balance. Heart and mind approaching tafsir is not just academic. Yes, it requires discipline and study, but also humility, sincerity, and respect. Before opening a tafsir book, check your intention. Are you seeking truth, or just trying to prove a point? The Quran warns against those who twist its meanings. So approach it with a heart ready to be guided, not just a mind ready to argue. Practical tips for beginners. Start with a reliable translation with brief commentary. Listen to trusted scholars who explain tafsir in simple language. Take notes on themes, lessons, and historical context. Avoid isolated reading. Always study verses within their full context. Stay consistent. Even a few verses a day can transform your understanding. Why it matters. Tafsir brings the Quran to life. It connects you to the moments of revelation, the struggles of the early believers, and the timeless wisdom of divine guidance. It helps you see not just what the Quran says, but what it means and how it can shape your character, decisions, and worldview. Approach tafsir with love, with care, and with the awareness that you are diving into the words of Allah, words that change the world and still change hearts every day.